You know, this is just another reason why I will never get married.
Ready or not.
What's going on, everybody? So I just got back from 2 movies today. I saw Ready or Not, and then I saw Angel Has Fallen, but let's talk about Ready or Not right now. So Ready or Not is the newest horror comedy about a family that has this really long tradition called hide and seek, but it's really just a game. They have to play a game every time somebody gets married into the family, and if that person wins, they play the game, they can join the family. She finds out the hard way that this family has a crazy ass tradition where they have to basically murder her in this game of hide and seek. Now, the reason why they have to murder her and why the tradition is the way it is, I won't spoil that because I'm not sure if it's in the trailer or not, but in case it isn't, I won't say it. Starting with the things that I like about this movie is Samara Weaving. She was in Babysitter, and she's great in this movie, and I just like her character. She's the most entertaining character. There's a few other entertaining characters. There's a lot of good comedy in this movie. It has quite a few funny moments, and they're in the trailer, unfortunately. But you got a few good moments of comedy. This is mainly comedy first, and then it's like horror second. There's definitely blood. There's some gore to be had, and that's another positive I'll give it, is that you get to this moment. There's a few moments in this movie, especially towards the end, where there's a lot of blood, and it's pretty gory. So it definitely boosted it. I gave it some extra points for that. I love gore. Gorehound right here.
Oh, Jesus, you shot the maid.
Does she look like she's wearing a giant white wedding dress, Emily?
But I just really enjoyed Samara Weaving in this movie. I wish we could have gotten more backstory to her character, to root for her more. I didn't find myself rooting for her that much. I was just kind of like along for the ride. I was like, okay, we get to know just a little bit about her. We don't get to know too much about her. We just know that she is in love with the idea of having a permanent family because she was an orphan growing up, and she's never really had a real family. So this means a lot to her, and well, she's gonna take back that wish of having a real family real quick. These in-laws are insane. Just like a lot of horror movies, this is a one-setting location, and I enjoy the setting. They don't really establish how big this place is. Like, we don't get to see like an outside shot of how huge this thing is. So you kind of just have to like be like, all right, I guess it's huge, because they do have a hard time finding her. But I like the way it looks. It's like a late 19th century, like 1800s kind of big old mansion, and the way it's lit. The whole movie is kind of dark, even though the tone's not dark really. It's a comedy first, like I said, but it's very darkly lit. There's a lot of shadows. I like that this movie doesn't waste any time. It just kind of like jumps, it has like this little open, and then it just jumps right into the wedding, and they're married, and the game starts. So it doesn't waste any time. And I like that this movie answers all the questions you might have. There's tons of like little like scenes of exposition throughout the whole movie, and each one like answers a new question you might have had about why it's happening, or why the husband would drag his wife to this soon-to-be wife into the situation if he knew she was going to get murdered. They do answer all the questions you have, and I didn't have any more questions by the end of it. And the last 5 minutes of this movie was awesome. It could have been more gory, it could have been better, like in the gore department, but I like what they did. It was awesome. It was a perfect blend of comedy and tension in one, where you're like laughing, but like just wondering what's going to happen next. Is what you think is going to happen going to happen? It's honestly like the one thing in this movie that boosted it, because by that point I was like, this is all right. But then when that happened, I was like, dude, that just like saved the whole movie, like up a letter grade because of it. My final positive for this movie is the premise alone. I like that they took a kind of overdone thing that I won't spoil. It's like the reason why this is all happening, this overdone thing, and they added a new like hide and seek twist to it. So it's got this neat little premise that I've never heard of, and it's wild, and it's crazy and corny. Now, for the things that I do not care for in this movie, the little things I disliked, is that there's a few dumb character decisions, and that's par for the course when it comes to horror movies. They always have dumb character decisions, like, why are you doing that? Really? Like, pick up the gun, you moron! And there's a few predictable moments I won't spoil or get into, but there's a few moments where it's like, I see where this is going. Oh, this is what's gonna happen. And it happens. Like, oh. I wish we would have gotten more Samara fighting these people. Like, I forget the character's name, but Samara Weaving, she doesn't fight back nearly as much as I thought she was going to. It's not like You're Next or anything. And I did kind of find myself kind of like bored a little bit, just slightly, because I felt like a lot of the same stuff was happening. She's like running and hiding. Because the action starts so early, it can feel kind of redundant at some point, where it's like, all right, she's running here, now she's hiding, and she's hiding again, she's running and running and running. So at the end of the day, I gotta say, when it comes to Ready or Not, that this is a fun horror comedy to add to your collection, so go out and buy it. And those are my thoughts on Ready or Not. Did you enjoy this movie at all? It's been getting a lot of great reviews. I think a lot of people like it. It's got 89% on Rotten Tomatoes as of now, so a lot of people like it. Let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button over here, and please consider becoming a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.